Welcome back to my channel. My face is dry, but fuck it, we here. Anyway, I would like to talk again about work. That's one of my, I wouldn't say a favorite thing to talk about, but I have a lot of things to say about the workplace. So anyway, one thing that I have learned is that at work, I have to be mean. Not like nasty mean, but like, I can't be as nice as I would like to be. In my mind, I would just like to be bubbly, giggly, smiley, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, people want to take that from me, and it has been a target. And it doesn't really matter what I do in life. It's just targeted, and people become very triggered by me being myself. But when I'm at work, I just like to do my job and go. And I like to do it well in the past. Now, I wouldn't say that I don't want to do a good job at it, but like, it doesn't bug me. It's not like the biggest priority, and I have just become laxed with a lot of things pertaining to work and stuff like that, just because of all the things that I've been through in the workplace and the continuous playing in my face of it all. At my job right now, and previously when I worked as a server, worked in a restaurant, I have no problem like taking feedback from management, following their instructions, yada, yada, yada. Like, that's not an issue. But to me, I just be feeling like me showing up to work, me doing the job, me constantly trying to improve upon myself, me asking questions, me being because it is important to me to do the job well. So when I ask my supervisors for feedback, like, what can I improve upon, and they tell me nothing. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So, one of the things is that I noticed that me being diligent, self-motivated, having a good work ethic, being a self-starter, going above and beyond, it has not served me well in the workplace. It just isn't enough for the managers that I've had, like, I see them going above and beyond for people who are very lazy, who engage in behavior that is disruptive to the team and disruptive to the team meeting the objectives set forth by the company. And I've watched these people time and time again get praised, get promoted, me being compared to these type of individuals being allowed to treat me a certain type of way. But whenever I have voiced concern or be very firm in my boundaries, or even have gotten into a verbal back and forth with a person, it is me that's always looked at as someone that's being disrespectful or something like that. And I'm just gonna go out on a limb, because this is just when I'm doing my unofficial studying of human behavior. I just feel like they're just scary and weak. That's just what it is. the supervisor. So mean people, they're only mean to people who are genuinely kind. And I'm a bitch at times, but I am nice for the most part. Like, overall, I have no ill intention towards anyone, and I want the best for everyone. But, whatever. So that's where I'm going to start off at. I'm always going to start off with respect. I'm always going to start off understanding. I'm always going to start off kind. I'm always going to start off giving the benefit of the doubt. But people like myself, we have such a hard time because most people in the world are very pussy. They are so fucking scary. And these people move up the ranks, get into these leadership positions. So your core is scary, pussy, weak. Don't stand up for yourself. But me, I'm actually respecting you. I'm looking to you for expertise. I put you in that type of position because that's what the job said. This is your supervisor. They know more about this industry and this position than you do. And if you have any questions or concerns, you need to go to this person. So I am appropriately utilizing you in your position. Like, I'm not undermining you. I'm not going above you. I'm not doing none of that. I'm coming right to you. But these managers give me such shit. And when I first started working here, I had this younger white female manager, and everything kind of started off good or whatever. But as time went on, her attitude really started to show. And it first started with like very slick comments. Like, she would just be very rude. So we communicated a lot by text because because of the nature of the job that we were all working. It was a lot, go. So we communicated by text. And so, like, in the text messages, like, people would be acting up, saying inappropriate things, not like swearing, but just like not appropriate for our work cell phones that the company is paying for. But like with her, there was no correction. People could just do whatever they wanted to do. So the first time there was a situation, I was working in a department, and at the time it was me and this white guy. When I'm just going to say it, white people get to do whatever they want to do in the workplace, especially when you're a white man. Okay? And it doesn't matter. It could be the lowest position, quote unquote. I don't believe in that, but people like to, do the caste system. But it don't matter what position it is. White men are always given free reign to act a motherfucking fool, to say whatever the fuck they want to say, be however the fuck they want to be. And then when you check their motherfucking ass about that shit, they become very upset. And even supervisors, they protect white men and then white women right after that. Then the Hispanics, then Asians, and then finally the black man, and then at the very bottom is the black American woman. I don't give a fuck. That's just how it is. And that's why other black American women step on other black American women, because they understand what it's like to be at the bottom. And so when they get a little clout, they've kissed enough ass, sucked enough dick, to get wherever they needed to go into the company, they're going to stomp out another black American woman. And don't let you be pretty, don't let you be skinny, don't let you be smart or something like that, because it just is what it is. This is the reality of the workplace in fucking America. This is no propaganda. This is just the fucking facts. And no hate speech. I'm just calling everybody out for their shit. Me personally, I hate everybody, but it just is what it is. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So this white man and this white woman were, because white people, they're going to protect each other. It's like a bat signal telepathically that they send to each other, like when they're in certain spaces, like we're going to protect each other. We're going to protect our whiteness. Me, white man, I'm going to come protect this white woman. Me, white woman, I'm going to pacify and excuse this white man's behavior. So there was a lot of that, and he used to call out all the time. He would always make up all these excuses. His behavior was consistent with someone with a substance use issue that they're trying to hide. And I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to go all that into detail. But the thing is that this person is a licensed mental health professional, our supervisor. And it's like, you're not seeing the signs, because it was not just a calling off. It was a bunch of other shit too that he was doing. And it's just like, okay, this person, needs to get some help, like for real. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, he had a therapy appointment, and he was always trying to weasel his way out of work. He was always sleeping at work, just not being productive, always behind, always trying to put a task off on somebody. And at first, I didn't say anything because I'm thinking like my supervisor is keeping tally, but it's like she's not. And when I will be having supervision with her, she's not. It's like she will bring it up like, oh, I know you always, have to do this. And, she's like, oh, I let my supervisor know that you're carrying the team. But it's like, what is that getting me? Is it getting me more money? Is it getting me a better position? No, because you overlooked my hard work for a bilingual Hispanic bully. Okay, like I said, whites, Hispanics, Asians, they all kind of like the white people, then the Hispanics, Asians, and they're kind of on the same, and then underneath that, black men, and then at the bottom, black women. Anyway, so he, so he like, oh, I got a therapy appointment, it was a phone line. And so our phone line was like very important, like 911, it's like calling 911. Now we weren't taking the place of the police, but it's like, that's what it was for. And obviously we had to work very closely with the police. So if our phone line is as important as 911, we have to have that phone turned on from this time to this time. No exceptions, no bullshit. If we miss a fucking call, we need to call the fuck back, or we need to send a text and say, hey, call this number. I can't answer it because I'm in this emergency right now. So this is very serious. So when because he's so fucking lazy, which I hate working with lazy people. But that's a whole nother topic, but I hate it so fucking much. And so I'm fed up after this point. Like, I already hate this, and it's like, you keep being lazy. So like at this point I'm fed up. So he sends a text like, oh, I'm in therapy, can I transfer the phone line? And so we already had a situation before where he transferred the phone line because he called off on a Friday and it was nice out and we got paid. He calls out. I didn't even know he was calling out. And so my work phone is ringing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? Wait a minute. Like, I don't have it. So like, why is my work phone ringing right now? Anyway, the thing is that text messages don't transfer, when you're transferring the line, like having a phone line with the phone, and then you say, oh no, when you call this number, have it ring up for this number, but the text messages aren't coming through. And we needed a text message from him, and as soon as he transferred the line, he was unresponsive. We had to wait hours for him to finally respond and send us the information that we were requesting. For hours, like 4 fucking hours. Anyway, so I had that in the back of my mind. I already told my supervisor after that situation happened, I was like, hey, I don't want to transfer the phone lines anymore. Like, please don't ask me to do that. I don't think it's safe. You know, when you say, you know, this is like calling 911, then that phone needs to be answered. And it don't fucking matter. You need to prioritize it. If you're holding it, prioritize that motherfucker. And so what? You know, like, I get you have a therapy appointment, but it's like, we all, including your therapist, is working in the mental health industry. So I don't know. Whatever. So anyway, the Hispanic, so I just text back like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with that. Like, can you please just answer the phone? And I'm on my way to the office right now. Like, so I will be ready. You know, like, I'm ready now. Like, the only thing I need to do is get in the office, put my shit down. I'm already ready to go, grab the car and go where I need to go. Like, I don't need none of that shit. Like, but you just need to answer the phone because, and I said it, I was like, you know, just for safety reasons, just answer it. You know, please just answer the phone. So nobody was responded for about 5 or 10 minutes, not even our supervisor. And so I responded first. So then, of course, the Hispanic, she comes in and she is like at it. And so I'm telling her, like, I'm okay to respond. Like, I'm good. It's just that if the phone is in someone's possession, you need to just answer it. You don't need to send the line to someone else because for safety reasons, right? Because we're not able to get text messages, and that's another important part of our service is the text and the fucking phone calls. So no. And so she's like, well, I'm just saying that, you know, if you need help, we're here to help, and, you know, just send the information over here and then we can. And I'm like, you don't need to say that. And my supervisor was not saying anything. So there were several incidents of people would say something in the group chat needing assistance and nobody's saying nothing, sometimes for an hour. And so I'm just like, okay, well, fuck it. Like, I'll just help this person. I don't have shit going on. And so I'm going back and forth with my colleague, like, you know, collaborating, solution focused. And then here comes Miss Bully Bilingual Hispanic coming and squashing shit. Oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. So I got fed up with her one day, and there was a situation that happened. She wasn't able to be there. She didn't let anybody know, and so our supervisor was stuck holding the phone, and she ended up getting a call. So my supervisor is like blowing me up, but I am just in the shower, la-di-da-di-da. My end time ain't until 10 o'clock. You know, everybody else is taking their time. I'm not speeding up, you know, because you should have had this delegated. You knew that you weren't going to be here in the morning to get this phone, so you should have said that. And she used to do things, the Hispanic, to sabotage productivity, to sabotage the progress of the group, and just so she could look good, just so it can look like, oh, she came through and saved the day. She came through and did this, this, and that. And my supervisor used to sit back and just let her do it and say that, oh, we need to work on communication and teamwork. So when she did that shit, you know, I finally responded and I was like, I'm on my way to the office, yada, yada, yada. And so then finally, here come Miss Hispanic, literally right after. Now, my supervisor's texting me by myself, and then she's also texting the group chat. And the Hispanic, as soon as I say something, they hear this bitch go. So I just kind of let her have it professionally. I was just like, you know what? I just said what I said. You need to delegate tasks. And if you're not able to be in the office at this time when the phone need to be turned on, I'm just going to come in, and you need to do a better job at saying that, because our supervisor should be in the office, because our supervisor was supervising 2 different departments, and the department that she needed, to be there, like they need her to be there. And she don't need to be out in the community unless it's a true fucking emergency. She don't need to be in the community. Like, we can let her know what's going on. We could call her on the phone, but she needed to be in the office. And so after that, my supervisor, and then there was another time with the white male, because this is when my supervisor said something to me. He called off work on a Friday. I ended up having to rip and run all over this county. I had to go to the hospital 3 times. I had to come back and forth to the office for all these documents. Like, it was so awful. I was not supposed to be holding the phone that day, and I was supposed to be leaving at exactly my out time, because I did that too, stayed over my out time, usually for documentation because of other things that we had to do. But when my supervisor said such and such called out today, and I told her, I was like, I need to be at the office at this time. Like, I can't stay over today because I have plans with my kid. And did I make those plans with my kid? No, I did not. Everybody was sitting up, laid up, chilling on this Friday, and now I'm running like a chicken with my head cut off. And so I'm texting them like, I have to go here, I have to go there, like back to back to back to back. And then every call that day was just so many steps. Like, nothing was like, oh, easy peasy. It's like, oh, now I have to run to the fucking hospital, back to the office, back to the hospital, back to the hospital that I work for, plus the county hospital, the ER. You know what I'm saying? It was just so frustrating. And here I get a call at like 3 something in the afternoon, and I'm pissed because I know it's the goddamn police. And I'm like, I'm just not going to be able to do what I needed to do with my kid. And so my supervisor like texted us because she was out, and she was like, oh, how's everything going? So the other department like, oh, we're great. We don't have a wait. The other people that work in my department but in a different city, oh, we're great. And I'm sitting here taking care of this whole county by myself. And so I responded because I was pissed. I was pissed because I am busting my ass and everybody is sitting up, chilling, having a good motherfucking day. This is not my day to hold the goddamn phone. And I've held it the day before, right? So then that means that, like, I'm just pissed. And at this point, like, I was fed up with the fucking job. And so I said, well, I wish I could be like, the other department and have dependable teammates. And so, everybody's like, oh, if you need something, let us know. Okay. What is it? And so my supervisor, I was supposed to have supervision with her like that Monday or something like that. And I did. She never mentioned it. Then she waited until I was out on a call. So this happened on a Friday when I said what I said. She waited until about Wednesday, Thursday to send me an email telling me about my conduct on the text messages. And I just kind of let her have it. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. Like, I in essence, I just pretty much told her I didn't care, that it was unfair, and, she needs to do a better job of delegating. She was like, oh, because people were responding to you. I was like, nobody was responding with help. Okay? Nobody was saying, oh, I could do this for you. I could do that for you. You were only saying, okay, okay, okay. Okay? So don't tell me you were helping. You were not of assistance. Helping me would have been making sure that I got out of the office at 4 o'clock. Like I said, I needed to be out. Okay? If nobody was doing that, then you're not fucking helping me. And that's just that. So anyway, pretty much after that, a couple more weeks went by. She still kind of had an attitude about certain things. I had a fucking chip on my shoulder, but I was trying to be professional about it. So I just, just like, fuck it. I'm just going to transfer and move along. But the thing is that I was very upset about that shit because it was very disrespectful. Now, that Hispanic, she had been working there longer than I have, and she, bilingual or whatever. But the fact that I have more education than her, I have more experience than her, and I was overlooked for an opportunity that should have been mine, that I worked hard for, all because of some little arrangement that y'all had, or the fact that you are very intimidated by her. Like, that Hispanic used to punk my supervisor. Like, tell her to do this, tell her to do that. And like I said, with the whole phone situation, if I would have did something like that, like left the phone or not showed up, she would have wrote me up for that. But when the Hispanic do it, it's okay. Oh, I'll just pick it up. And she used to always say things like, oh, well, such and such can hold it, like talking about our supervisor. And I'm like, that's our job. Like, obviously, if we're not available and there's no other staff to fill in, yada, 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 like, then yes, she would hold it. But it's like, she should not be holding the phone, and that should not be something that we're saying regularly, because we're not the only department that she's supervising. And she just bent over backwards, sideways, forward for this lazy white man and this bullying Hispanic. And race definitely played a factor in it, because it doesn't matter how well, how nice, how solution focused, how articulate I am in these workplaces. It ain't never enough for a black man, a black woman, a white man, a white woman. People want to utterly erase everything. It's like all my good qualities get turned against me in the workplace. And you really have to stay prayed up and in your spiritual bag when dealing with these people operating in coward, pussy, low functioning, weak bitch behavior. And bitch means man and woman. So this is why I'm just very unserious about a career. Like, obviously I'm going to do what I need to do, but I am over it. I am over the bullshit that these motherfucking jobs bring, and I am no longer making an idol of productivity. I'm not running myself down in the fucking ground. I'm not going above and beyond. I'm not offering nothing, okay? I'm not offering nothing more than I'm offering. I will keep my energy to myself, and when something is aligned and totally fulfilling for me and my family, then that's when I'm gonna go hard. But now I'm just on cruise control, making sure I'm adhering to policies. But other than that, fuck going above and beyond, because you just never know what pussy is standing in your motherfucking way. And for me, in all these workplaces I've worked at, there's always been some pussy ass motherfucker trying to sabotage me. And yeah.